Detroit Lions. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it... comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry now. This is Johnson. Oh, and now he pulls it over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. Lets it go for Nelson. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Cardinals. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got my oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a first and goal.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Watch it now, Barney!
On first down, it's Rosen. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Here's Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Damon Harrison in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. Third and goal, Rosen, and that is incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away. Fitzgerald, obviously a guy they need to be locked in on, but he's going to have to be locked in too. He's going to be staring at Darius Slay throughout this game. He better get used to it. Not an easy matchup.
He makes things difficult for receivers throughout the game, and at key moments, he lives up to his nickname, Big Play Slay, because he knows how to attack the football and take it in the other direction.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. Throwing is Stafford. Forced out to his left. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was looking there for Bruce Ellington. And now it's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to the air, Stafford on 2nd down. The left side completion to Jones. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Stafford on 3rd down. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for a Lions first. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that gap.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. And now it's Rosen looking. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. Spins away. Look at the big man rumble. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And the big boy, dare I say, he showed some athleticism there.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know what else we saw on that play? Why they do more and more ball drills in practice. They want everyone proficient with catching the football and being comfortable, because you never know when a big play like this will happen for a big man.
Now, post-game locker room, does he get an extra drumstick?
He was going to get that anyway. He may get the whole spread now.
Yeah, put some gravy on there. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And this one complete to Jermaine Gresham. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Now Rosen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. And it's up and good. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Lions now. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's 3rd down.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Ready? 180. 7.
They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. It's hauled in by Ellington. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And then he goes with a juke. There he goes right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Bruce Ellington, 73 yards. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Cardinals got to go quickly, hustling to the line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Rosen to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He's going to air one out. And got his man complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's first and 10.
No, check. Patriot. Set. Green, 39. Green.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. Now he'll escape to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Christian Kirk in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot before the break. Stafford. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, what a juke into space. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Detroit, in for the score. And the Lions add on to their lead.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Prater for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception.
That's a nice run by Kerryon Johnson, the rookie out of Auburn who went in the second round to the Lions. And Brandon, You have to give Lions credit. They keep trying to find that running back that can be dependable for them so they don't have to use Theo Riddick, who's more of a third down back, as their primary ball carrier.
They're certainly hoping to find it in Johnson, the 2017 SEC Player of the Year. Again, it's Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down or more. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.